So Bea Patty is my next guest, and Bea is from Italy and is an exchange student. She's only 17 years old, but bright and amazing. So came to us in August and has been here ever since, living with my friend up in Griswold. And here we are. This is our exit interview. So what was it like, Bea? Welcome. Tell me, what was your experience being in the United States of America?
It was just amazing. I think I've accomplished all of the things that I wanted to do and even more. So I'm really glad about this experience. And it was just awesome. I don't even know how to explain it with words.
Let's pick it apart.
All right.
So you're very goal-oriented, I can tell from the first thing. So you had a few things in mind that you wanted to accomplish.
Yes.
So you wanted to maybe get away from home or get away from your roots and familiar surroundings, right? That was the first thing that you did. And explore a new part of the world, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then what was your third goal?
I probably wanted to grow as a person.
Okay.
That was probably the biggest thing that I wanted to do and my biggest accomplishment here. I've learned so much about myself, what are my limits, and I had the opportunity to set up new goals for my future. And now I feel way more confident about myself because I know I can get through a lot of things, even by myself. So I build up confidence in myself.
That's great. That's huge. That's really amazing. And you did it at a young age. So, and you'll carry that with you for the rest of your life, and you know that. So that's great. Now, your classes in Italy, how big were they, like your high school there?
My high school is probably around 1,000, I want to say. Griswold is a little smaller than that. So I'm kind of glad though Griswold was a small school than what I'm used to, because I had the chance to meet so many people, and I know those people personally, and we build a connection that I'm gonna bring with me forever.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you came in August. What was one of the first things when you got here? Like, what was your first reaction?
I was full of excitement, and I wanted to do so many things, and I couldn't hold myself. I just wanted to try everything. And I was a little bit shocked about the daily schedule, because I said that also in the first interview we had. It was very different for me, and it was a little hard to adjust, but now this is like my normal life.
And what will it be like when you go back? It'll be kind of the opposite experience,
Yeah,
right?
that is going to be a little hard probably to like get back to having dinner at like 10 o'clock instead of like 5. It's going to be a little hard to adjust, but it's going to be fine.
Interesting. And the other thing that I experienced when I went to Australia, I came back after having been there for a summer experience, and I thought I was so excited to share, and people were just kind of like, oh,
yes.
You went to Australia? Okay, cool. And that was it. Like, they just didn't really show that much interest, was kind of my experience.
I'm just bringing so much with me that I can't wait to share with everybody. I would love for people to see this experience for as wonderful as it is, and maybe inspire people to do the same thing.
And you came through an agency. It's called International Cultural Exchange, and you are an International Cultural Exchange student, and the acronym is ICES. So that is an organization, and your sister was involved with this as well. And she kind of inspired you. She must have been a couple of years older or something?
Yeah, she's 3 years older than me. She was part of class of 2021.
Okay.
And she had a wonderful experience. So when she came back and she started telling me stories about it, I was just like, I really want to do this too. I just wanted the experience.
And your parents, they must have been, I don't know, I was never in a hurry for my kids to move away and to move on, but...
Yeah. It was hard for my parents to let me go.
Of course.
But one thing that my mom always tells us is that her kids are not actually hers. We belong to the world.
That's really nice. That's very generous on her
Yes.
part. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So you've been to some different places, and you've had some amazing experiences, and you made some really good friends here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Long life friends.
Oh.
I hold them in my heart forever.
Oh, that's really sweet. And what are some of the places that you've been to? I know you've traveled a little bit with your host family.
We've been to New Hampshire, we've been to Massachusetts, we've been to Washington, D.C., and that one was probably one of my favorites one.
Tell me about D.C.
So it's amazing. I love how you can walk around and everything was like in bloom, like flowers and green everywhere. It was very nice.
The blossom season,
yes,
huh?
Absolutely.
Cherry blossoms,
yes.
Nice.
We got to visit a lot of the city, like the National Mall where all the memorials are, and that was a very important part for me. Georgetown, which is
that's really quaint.
Where you can just walk around and just relax a little bit, go shopping maybe. But my favorite part was probably the connection that I got to build with my host family.
Oh, how's that?
We already had a beautiful connection, but I feel like it got stronger and stronger because we spent so much time together. So we just got even closer than before.
Okay.
And I'm really grateful for that.
So you traveled down with
my host mom's daughter,
my
husband, and her kids.
Okay.
And I really consider them as my brothers and sisters.
Very nice, very nice. Wow. And they're a big family, so that was really nice. And what was your favorite takeaway from Washington, D.C. as far as any of the monuments, or did you get to go to the portrait gallery or the Holocaust Museum?
Yeah. I really love the cultural part of the city. We've been to the Holocaust Museum, which was very touching for me. Then all the National Mall was just amazing. I really love like the Vietnam Memorial. That was really touching, and it was beautiful. It really makes you think about history and what you can take away from that.
And what was your takeaway?
So I have never studied, for example, the Vietnam War before. I've studied at school this year for the first time in my U.S. history class. And it's very interesting to see how across the world something different happens that maybe you didn't know about.
Sure.
And just see the different points of view. That was awesome. And another thing that I got to experience was veterans from the Vietnam War came to my high school. And we got the chance to talk to them and ask questions and see how those people were actually there, and maybe you don't realize that it's actually very close to you. It was just amazing.
It was a very difficult war, and it went on for a long time, and then the Vietnam veterans who came back weren't very well treated, and a lot of veterans aren't that well treated, but so having that empathy, I think, and that understanding really gains good perspective on your part.
It was really important.
That's very important, absolutely. Yeah. So you went there during cherry blossom season, so that's amazing. And then you went to a WW2 monument, or there was something going on?
Yes, we saw the World War II monument too, and that was beautiful as well.
Do you know anybody who is in WW2? Did you meet anybody or know anyone?
No, I don't.
War, right? So, okay, so those are some of the places that you've been, and you've been to some shows. You've been to the Gard Art Center, which is one of our favorite local places, just kind of next town over. Tell me about the Gard Arts. What did you think when you got into this historic museum, this historic theater? It
was very beautiful. I love going to the theater and just watch shows, and we've been to ballet one, and I've been dancing for 7 years, so it was really nice to see and experience that.
Well, the production, I think, was done by a local group, a regional group, and so it wasn't, maybe they brought in some things that were professional dancers and that, but
you could see they were young. They were like, some of them were teenagers, some of them were kids, and it was very nice to see them.
Well, we all grow and we all develop our art form, right? So, and then you've been to the Goodspeed. What did you see at the Goodspeed?
We've seen 3 shows. My favorite one was probably 42nd Street. It was just amazing. The talent was awesome. I was watching and I'm like, that's absolutely great.
And that's a beautiful place too. And
it really
that is also an historic location and facilities. So that was lovely. And so what else did you see besides?
We also see Anne of Green Gables, and it was very nice because like a lot of young kids were there, and it's just nice to see the young talent.
Could you relate to the character Anne of Anne of Green Gables, Anne Shirley?
Yes, I remember when the show ended, I kind of burst into tears because the moral was like, and finding a new home.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I just got here, and I felt like I got a new home. So it was very emotional for me.
That's really interesting. Yeah, and she had some bumps in the road where she had to kind of go through some things and do some problem solving.
Yeah.
And I think you just dig deeper and get stronger when you go through that.
Absolutely,
So that's great.
yes.
Oh, that's good. And what was the third show that you saw?
Gatsby, something like that. Yeah.
Gypsy?
Yes.
Gypsy.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you have gypsies probably in Italy and...
That was my first time hearing about that show. I've never seen that before.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then you were into New York City.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And that is pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
So what did you see when you were in New York?
We've been to the Christmas Spectacular, and just being in New York at Christmas time is amazing. All the lights and the big Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, that was just awesome.
And I heard you put on some skates.
Oh, yes. We went ice skating, Rockefeller Center, which has been a dream because I've always seen that on TV, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I got to do that.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we also saw The Music Man in Broadway with Hugh Jackman, and it was just amazing. I was, oh my God.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Well, your parents probably are really surprised with how much you've grown. And,
yes.
you know, your host family did a lot for you and with you. I don't know if you're aware of that, because not everybody does this kind of thing all the time.
I am absolutely grateful. First of all, to my host mom. She went above and beyond for making this experience awesome, and she did. Our experience was just amazing. And the rest of the family as well. I really considered them as my family.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You know, some people, like, have you talked to some of your peers in Griswold? Like, some of them have not been to New York City, or some of them have probably not been to Washington, D.C., or, I don't know, some maybe haven't been to New Hampshire. I don't know. But yeah.
It was very nice also to share my experience with them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Yes.
sure. Were they jealous?
No, I don't think so. They were glad that I got to do those things.
Curious, though.
Yeah.
They wanted to know. They wanted to find out about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So there's so much to see and so much to do, and so much of our history is in the locations of these different places, and they are, each one is a little bit different, so you got to feel that. Were you bothered by the traffic or the congestion or any of the noise of the cities at all?
I've never liked those big cities. I like to go visit, but I wouldn't like live there or like move there, because it's just too much. I like quiet places.
You like quiet places. Now, where your home is, where you are back in Italy, I don't remember, is it more rural, or are you more in a metropolitan area?
Well, it depends. Depends where you are in the city. It can be more like chaotic or not. Not as much, never as much as New York City.
Right.
But in my house is pretty quiet.
Okay.
It's not.
Compared to where you're living currently, how would it be?
Then you can consider it as a like loud place, because where I live here is always quiet and like next to the woods basically, and I wasn't used to that. So that was really nice to experience.
Okay. Do you like nature?
I do, yeah.
So that's a good fit for you.
Yeah.
That's great. When we first moved here, I lived in a place where there was a lot more noise and first responders and that kind of thing. And I used to tease that we'd have to have recordings of sirens going by every couple of hours just so I could sleep through the night kind of thing. But
yeah.
So that's interesting. What about the weather? How did you like the weather? Were you freezing cold all the time?
If there's one thing I'm disappointed, is the weather.
Oh, really?
Everybody has been saying to me, just wait till January. Just wait till January. I'm still waiting for that January to come.
Well, you'll have to come back.
I expected freezing cold, absolutely freezing. And it wasn't that cold. It was colder than I was used to, but not as cold as I expected. Which I'm kind of glad on one hand, because I didn't want to freeze in the morning while I was going to school.
Right.
But then on the other hand, I was like, oh, I really wanted to like experience the snow and everything, which I did. We had it snowed one time, and it was very nice, like playing with the snow.
Oh, fun.
I've never done that before.
Did you make a snowman or
yes,
a snow
we did.
angel? What did you do?
A big one. I did both, all of it. And yeah, I expected freezing, but it wasn't. But it's fine. I mean, maybe I just have to come back another time for winter.
Absolutely. Just come back. But you went skiing.
Yes, we've been skiing, and it's very nice. It's awesome. You're like over there and you like slide down.
Was that your first time skiing?
It was my first time, yeah. Never
so
done
you went
that
down
before.
the bunny slopes, and did you take
That
lessons?
was my first one.
Sure.
Yep, and then we upgraded the level
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay. Went to green or blue?
We got up to blue, I think. That was the hardest one we tried.
Didn't do the black ones. No.
No.
Maybe next time. Maybe
next time.
when you come next January. Yeah. Okay. So that's fun. So you've been traveling all around, and you've been meeting. Who is the most amazing person that you've met?
I can just pick one.
Oh.
I just can't.
Can't.
There's so many people that I've met that are amazing people that have brought so much into my life. I can't choose one. My teachers, my friends, my host family, everybody. They're just
Are they planning
amazing.
trips to Italy? Are they going to come and
I'm
see
telling
you?
everybody, please come visit.
What does your mom say about that?
Oh, my mom is the one saying, please come visit. Tell everybody that we're waiting for them.
Oh, that is really sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And will you give them some Italian lessons?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm already starting to teach my friends some like terms and words in Italian.
That's great. So
Yeah.
that they'll be ready. Okay. So the weather was a disappointment, but you did some cheerleading.
Oh yes.
And tell me about that.
That was just amazing. It has always been a dream for me.
Sure.
And when I got to experience that, I felt like it wasn't even real. It was just awesome. My favorite season was the football season. We also did basketball cheer.
Sure.
I loved both of them.
Well, football, you're outside, and the weather
Football
gets
was
a little bit crisper.
Well,
and-
yeah, it was also nice. Like we were shivering, trying to do our cheers, but it was really nice.
How many people were on your team?
So we had like 13 seniors,
Oh,
just
boy,
seniors,
that's a
and then
lot.
a couple underclassmen. I want to say like less than 20, but around that.
Oh, that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot, yeah. And you liked your coach?
I love my coaches. I'm so grateful for them. Yeah.
So any new cheers, anything?
I've learned how to stunt, how to be a flyer.
Wow.
That was amazing, an amazing experience. And just doing in the middle of like the basketball court or the football field, I felt like I'm dreaming.
You were flying.
That's, oh my God, it was just amazing.
Okay. And you have all the pictures to show it.
I have a bunch of pictures and videos, and I have the yearbook, so I can show.
Oh, you got a yearbook.
Yes.
That's exciting. Now, did you keep a journal of your experiences?
I didn't keep a journal, but I like to take pictures a lot.
Okay.
So everywhere I go, I just take pictures, and
You gonna make an album when you get home?
probably, yeah.
That would be good.
I'll try to print out as many pictures as I can.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yes.
Okay. And if are you going to travel with your folks? Are they going to take a little bit of time, and are you going to rent a car and maybe hit
Yeah.
some of the other spots like Boston and I don't know, Buffalo? And...
So they got here last week,
Okay.
and they wanted to visit a little bit of the area. Like they went to Boston today,
Oh, nice.
and last week they went to New York.
Okay.
But I've decided to stay here to enjoy the few days that I have left with my
Your
friends
host
and family. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. But are they going to stay for a while? And
Yeah, we're gonna go back home together
Okay. And how soon is that?
next week.
Oh, okay. So it's all happening so fast. Okay.
Yeah, it really went by so fast.
And you were in the show too, the wedding singer
Yes.
that Ray Churchill was the director
Yes,
for.
I
And
was
what
part of the ensemble, and it was just an amazing experience. I got to meet so many people. I got the chance to build a very good relationship, not just with the teacher, which is an amazing person, but also with the cast, and it was amazing.
Well, it's long and it's arduous, right? It's 4
Yeah.
months of practice. I don't know how often. And if you're doing cheerleading on top of that, it's
Yeah.
hard to do both.
It was a little hard to combine everything, but I'm glad we got it through. It was an amazing experience.
And you did really well academically, is what I heard. You got
Yeah.
an honor, I believe. Is that what I heard?
Yes, and
What was that?
So I got I honors for all year long, basically.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Then I was part of the ECC Leadership Conference.
Eastern Connecticut.
Conference.
Okay,
Yeah.
ECC. Okay.
I was
And
scholar.
what was that for?
So they gather juniors and seniors around local high schools, and they have this conference about leadership in sports.
Nice.
And it was really nice to experience. Then I was also ECC scholar athlete for cheerleading for the fall and winter season.
Oh boy.
And it was amazing.
Well, you're just glowing. So
Yeah.
whatever has happened here will continue to thrive inside of you. So, and were there other awards too?
I was nominated Exchange Student of the Month for December with ICES.
Okay.
And I got an English award, I think last month.
Congratulations.
With my high school, yeah.
Oh boy, okay. And what's your favorite subject?
I really love my English class a lot, but I'm also an history person, so I love my history class, and I just love all of my classes. My teachers are awesome.
Okay.
So I really can't pick just one.
No.
They're all like amazing.
You're an academic though. Do you like to keep your nose in a book? Do you know what that expression means? You like to read and study a lot?
Yes. I love reading, especially during summer. I bring a book when I go to the beach and just relax while I read.
Nice, very good.
Nice.
So that will be good for you.
Yeah.
Now, do you have younger siblings as well?
Yes, I do have a younger sister. She's 11, and she's saying that she wants to do this experience as well.
Oh.
So maybe we go 3 for 3.
No, there you go. 3 for 3, 11.
Yeah.
Huh? So she would need to wait probably 5 or 6 more years. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Just needs to wait a little longer, but.
Well, that would be great. And did your sister come to Connecticut as well, or what state was she in?
She was in Indiana, but she came here to visit. But as of right now, she went back there to see her friends and family again.
Do you know what city in Indiana?
She was very close to Indianapolis, but I'm not sure which was the exact one.
Okay. Indiana and Connecticut are like apples and oranges.
Exactly,
yeah. So there's a little bit of difference. And did her host family do a lot of museum experiences and cultural things the way you were able to?
Not really. She didn't have the same close relationship that I have with my host family. She spent most of her time with her friends. And her school was also bigger than mine, double the size of Griswold. So they had more clubs and teams and different sports that she experienced. We had a very different experience, but
still valuable and
two amazing experiences.
Will she be back home? Where is she now?
Yeah, she'll come back with all of us. We're gonna go back together.
Okay, well, so you'll be able to kind of process this whole experience, and that will be good for you to be able to share with it. So this has kind of emboldened you, I think. Have you traveled a lot around Europe? And
yes.
You have?
Me and my family are travelers.
You like to travel?
Yeah. We've been all around Europe and now the United States. This is the first time that we're all abroad, outside of Europe together.
Is your little sister here too?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they all came here. And it was just amazing for me to see that my two lives combined.
They must have loved that.
Yeah. I'm introducing them to all of my friends. I brought them to school one day so they can meet all of my teachers, and it's amazing.
And what about the physical facilities? Are they the same or are they quite different? Or do we keep our buildings maintained well compared to what you have in Italy? Or
the school, even the structure, is very different. My parents, I think they like better the structure here than back home. But yeah, they're a little different, but still the concept is kind of the same.
No, it's interesting because Griswold is unique in itself too.
Yeah.
With you have the middle school, the high school, the middle school, and then the elementary school, all on, plus the administrative office, all on one huge campus, and that's pretty unique. So I don't think there's many towns like that in Connecticut.
Also, we don't have sports fields or courts or anything, so that was new to see. I showed them the new football field that we have, and it was just mind-blowing for them because we don't have those fields like that.
So would you ever want to live here?
Yes, I think so. Actually, I don't know if I would move here for the rest of my life, but I would definitely love to finish high school here.
Oh, would you? You'd want to come back?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you thinking about academically? What are you hoping to pursue? Do you have ideas or plans along that?
I honestly don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know what I want to go for college, for example, but
What's your topic of high interest? Is it English or
So,
something else?
I really like design and arts, so I probably want to go to a school like that. And then I'm hoping to be able to do another exchange year in college to somewhere in Europe.
Well, that would be nice. Yes, yes. So, yeah, so there's all kinds of opportunities
Yes.
there. And the museums are fabulous, and the churches, of course. Did you see some churches in Connecticut when you were here?
I don't know if I've ever been like inside one. I saw them from the outside. But like for Easter, we've been to a Protestant church. I'm not sure where it was, but it was really nice.
Because I know when I go to Europe, it's the churches that I really want to see.
Those are like, yeah, those are beautiful
yes,
from like
yes.
thousands and thousands of years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, right. So, well, anything else you want to share? You've been an amazing guest, and I've really enjoyed kind of going through this process with you of talking and kind of picking apart some of the things that you learned. And, you know, it's interesting how you just kind of have to kind of talk your way through things when things get a little bit kind of difficult. Anything else that you want to share as far as?
I'm just grateful for this experience. I thank my parents that they let me came here, my host family for hosting me and making me feel part of the family. All the amazing people that I met here. They just brought so much into my life.
Good.
And I really feel like I'm home right now.
Oh, good. And will you pay it forward? Will you have people come and stay with you? And would you host somebody for a year like
yeah,
this
absolutely.
down the road?
It's just an amazing experience. And I like to consider here a home that I built. Because in Italy, I was with my family, so like the community I already knew. It was like easier. It was just my place, kind of. Here, I built my place. It's
interesting.
just like,
that's an interesting perspective.
I came here and I was staying with strangers that I didn't know. So I built a family this way. And then friends and school and the community was just amazing. I'm really, really glad to be an exchange student.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your experience.
Thank you for having me.
I think everybody is a little bit brighter because of your intuitiveness and your ability to understand and express it. So
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you.